my lunch break and I'm finally putting some makeup on and getting ready. I have been sitting at my desk since 7 a.m. working on several different things for work. And I've got to go see some patients this afternoon, and this is my lunch. So I just had my lunch, and now I'm going to try to get myself together. But I thought I would check in because I know I told you all I would do a weekly weigh-in. So let's do a little update. I've already put some moisturizer on my face. I already put my little Renewed Hope in a jar serum and my Philosophy moisturizer. This is the same thing y'all have seen me do a million times. There's just not really a difference. So we're just mostly going to chit chat. So let's put on a little bit of foundation because I am red. I weighed in today at 255.0. 255.0. Over the weekend, I saw 255.5 and I took a picture of it on my scale and I posted it over on my Instagram, and it's for nurse 17. I'm down another 0.5 today. And it's pretty cool because this is my hormonal, if you guys watch my Big Fat Greek Wedding, my hormonal time of the month. So I'm usually really super duper hungry and emotional, but my emotions have leveled out so much. It is amazing to me how much better I'm doing emotionally. And we've had a lot of stress this month. We have a lot of things going on. So I'm very, very excited there. I don't look as red. The lighting in here is terrible. The parts of my body that seem to be shrinking are my midsection. And I really noticed this morning when I got up that I felt smaller around the midsection. I can't really show you guys because of the camera angle, and I don't want to drop you on the floor, but that seems to be what's shrinking. I am transitioning now to Dr. Westman's Duke University page 4. If you guys want to go do some research on Dr. Eric Westman, I am reading actually several of his books right now that we've talked about in some other videos. And I'm slowly transitioning. I'm trying to finish up the Wonder Slim. And, I obviously don't want to waste that money. So I'm trying to finish that up. So I'm kind of doing alternating days right now. I know that sounds crazy. It's also Lent. So today we have church tonight. Technically, we're not eating all day today. So I'm doing intermittent fasting without really doing it because it's Lent, if that makes sense. So on Sundays, I don't eat anyway until after church because we take communion in the morning. We don't eat until communion. So Sundays I do that anyway. I don't normally eat until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And that's just been my practice. And now, because of Lent, we usually try not to eat about 6 hours before we're going to take communion, like if you're having an evening service. And we have evening services usually on Wednesdays. Well, tonight we have a special service. So it's a lot. So I'm doing a little bit of that. I'm intentionally and then transitioning over as I finish up let's put some blush on. As I finish up my Wonder Slim. And I know I've had some comments about, especially over on Instagram, about Eric Westman being restrictive. Listen, that whole process is a 3-phase process. And the idea is initially to get healthier and have some healing in the body. So phase 1 does have some pretty strict guidelines, but they're super doable once you get into the process. It's a lot of whole foods. There are limits to certain items, like some of your dairies and your fats and things like that. But on the days that I have been doing it, I feel amazing. One of the things that I'm really enjoying is the decreased cravings and hunger. It is helping me in the evenings with the snacky, like temptation to overeat that really is the downfall of my plan. Also, I'm not drinking alcohol right now. I know that you guys are like, Amy, what's the deal? Well, here's the deal. I like to have, a glass of wine on Fridays. And the cool thing is, like, during Lent, we're not doing that. Or a glass of wine on date night is really what it comes down to. I think that makes a big difference as well. And I feel actually a lot better. You can incorporate wine into a healthy eating. I'm going to put some liner on. You can definitely incorporate wine into a healthy eating pattern. So I plan to do that at some point. But for right now, it feels so good to just take a break from the vino. Sometimes you just need a break, y'all. The other thing that I am doing a lot of research on, we've talked about this on my channel before about fatty liver. I was diagnosed with that. I think it was 2010. I'd have to go back in my medical record and look. Through lab work and an ultrasound and palpation and the whole shebang. And I've had like some maintenance of that, but I have not had healing, like complete healing of that. So I'm really hoping. My hope is that this way of eating is really going to help from the research that I have done. And I'm not saying that this type of plan is for everyone. I'm still tracking everything and lose it because you can look at your macros and lose it. And that's helping a lot. So that's kind of what's going on with me. I feel great. I feel like after all this time, I see myself going down again. I want to say Dr. Eric Westman is very much about, this is not a fast weight loss process. This is not about like some sort of gimmicky, whatever plan. He really says, if you do this, you're going to see the normal slow weight loss of about 1 pound to 2 a week, maybe. So I'm totally cool on that. Hey guys, I see a lot of you guys popping in here to say hello. So let me just make sure I say hi if I've got any questions. My friend Lou is in here. Hi, Lou. Let's see. Linda says, hey, Amy, congrats on the weight loss. I'm struggling with middle of the night eating. My precious hubby had a double brainstem stroke. Oh my gosh, on January 1st and went home to Jesus on the 4th. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Wow. No wonder you're going through trauma. You're going through grief. I would be struggling, I'm sure, with the same thing. I'm so sorry for your loss. I cannot imagine how difficult it is taking care of yourself when you're just emotionally having such a difficult time. And I would say definitely give yourself time to grieve. Give yourself time to grieve and make sure that you are being creative with self-care right now. Okay? Because one of my friends told me on Facebook, she saw a quote that overeating is basically a substitute for a lack of self-care. Okay. So we are using the food as self-care when sometimes there's other things that maybe we could be incorporating. The middle of the night, that's difficult, because I can see where that would be a very quiet, alone time. And you're looking for that serotonin and dopamine and relaxation that overeating gives us all, So I would say that would be a good thing to talk to your provider about as well, because maybe there is a, temporary sleeping aid that you could use that would help you sleep at night. That would all be something you'd have to talk to your doctor about, but just to get you over the hump of waking up in the middle of the night. I'm so sorry. Wow. Silly Mommy for Life says, self-care is important. The way you look and it is the way you feel. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I feel like that makes a big difference. I think just getting up in the morning, getting dressed, taking a shower, putting on makeup, that is like such a self-care piece, at least for me. And I just feel like it gives me kind of a pep in the day, pep to my step and keeps me going. So that's, self-care for me is, doing silly things like gluing my nails on. I've been gluing my nails on a lot, you guys, because I just haven't wanted to spend the money or go to the nail salon. I need to go see my little Alex, but I've been using these Impress nails with some nail glue. So I use this. I don't have any on right now, you guys can see, but I use this and then I use the brushable nail glue and they stay on for at least a week. That's been really fun. So that's kind of what's going on with, you know, healthy weight loss stuff. I feel very like in control of that. You know, last night was funny because I felt really, really snacky. And then when I had looked at my options and I was like, there's nothing I really want off that list. So I distracted myself. I took a pause, distracted myself, and I completely forgot about eating. So for me to forget about eating is a miracle. I also went on a long walk with my husband. We went over to the health food store and wandered around and tried to find some new like vegan things to eat during the fast, because that's pretty much the same type of food that we eat, which is hard to do on Dr. Eric Westman. So that's a whole other discussion. But yes, lots of prayers definitely for you guys, for sure. Oh, Silly Mommy says that she's dealing with grief as well. Yeah, grief. And plus, my husband was just saying this the other day, because we keep reading all of the evidence coming out now. There's some new studies and things coming out on the last year and how it's affected people and how traumatic it's been. And we really will not know for years how much the pandemic, 2020, all the things that have happened encapsulated in that. And the fact that the whole world, it was a global pandemic, we all went through this. And we won't really know how that's affected us. We do know that we're seeing more depression and more weight gain for sure. And our resources are really taxed in that area. So we're already in that state. And then to have something happen on top of that is just, it can be very overwhelming for sure, for sure. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. So down a little bit more. I think I was 256.1 last week. I'm at 255. And like I said, I am transitioning. So into a new, you know, not really that new, but just getting off of the packets. Packets are almost gone. It's almost the end of March. So for April, that's what we're doing. I will see you guys later for another weigh-in. I'm sorry I haven't had time to do a lot of videos. I did get a promotion, so I'm holding down my caseload, plus moving into this other role. I have a lot going on with that, and then church is extremely busy with Lent, added services, just a lot. There's a lot going on, guys, in our lives. So I want to wish you all lots of blessings, lots of love. Stay in orbit out there. I always say that. Here's your plan. Here's your orbit. Pick something that works for you, that's sustainable long-term, and let's try to stay in orbit around it. Sometimes you're way out here, you know, so try to move yourself back in a little bit closer. Find some small changes and some habits that will help you in that direction. And we'll see you most certainly next week for a weigh-in, if not before that. I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye.